Thanks so much. Yeah, that was an amazing panel, and also thanks so much for the organizer. And the panel actually makes me remember me a story of my first dating story in the Bay. So my first dating story, when I was using the dating app here, I met a boy from Stanford. The first dating experience here was he was showing me one nursing robot at Stanford. It really makes me feel oh my God, really the AI with healthcare is the future of here. It's very the Bay. So hi everyone. So how are you? How are you feeling right now? Are you already enjoy everything here? Are you enjoy the honey outside, the chai outside, and also everything here, the meditation, yoga, and how are you feeling right now? Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us. And today I'm going to share a little bit different topic with you. So my background is a little bit different with maybe other speakers here today. So I'm going to share a little bit different topic today. So my topic is about from waiting room to thinking room, how AI will change the future of clinic business forever. Before diving into this topic deeply, I'm going to give you a little bit the background of myself. My name is Sophie. I have been being a learning researcher for many years. I have a lot of passion about doing the research of our human brain, especially the subconscious brain. How our brain gives the impact about how we make the decision, about our learning process, about our memory process, about how we make the decision. With many years, I have the passion about our informal learning process. In these years, I have a deep question about what is the relationship between the knowledge and the human, especially what is the impact of the human's knowledge to the individual, and also what is the impact of the knowledge to the organization as well. I have been doing the research in this domain, and also at the same time, I have been building the learning platform for several the millions individual, at the same time for the organization, for some medicine organization as well. And then, if we go back to 1,000 years ago, we can see that we were living in a time the information is very limited. During that time, we can see that the person who are having the information is very powerful, who can lead the information. But now, we are living in the time the information is kind of exposure. The information is not equal to the knowledge at all. The knowledge is more equal to something related to the priority or the judgmental. And now, so if you want to learn something, we can think about this. If we go back to 3 years ago, if we want to learning something, maybe we go to the bookstore and to purchase 3 books, we are learning that. And after half year, and then we trying to apply that. But now the different thing is that maybe you are learning something in the morning, and then in the evening you are trying to build a website, maybe an application. But at the same time, what's going on for the clients of the clinics? Also, the similar thing is happening. We can think about that. Maybe 1 year ago, when the clinics, when they're trying to find the information, maybe they are going to try to ask the information from their grandparents, maybe their parents. And 1 year ago, they are going to ask the information from their, from Google. And now they are just pick up the ChatGPT, they are going to ask them. But now, and then we go back to the reality. What is going on in the year of 2026 if we are really going into a clinic? Let's think about this. Today, I'm going to do a LASIK, and then I'm walking into a clinic. And then what's going on? Maybe the beautiful front desk lady, she's going to had over to me a clipboard and a pen. And she's going to ask me to fill out my personal information and also my medical history. Maybe I have already filled up this kind of information for many times. I'm going to ask you, so like who you have this kind of like experience like this year, you can like raise up your hands. And then you are going to feel like this is kind of like a paradox. Like I feel like, oh my God, I was driving my like FSD system here. So the feeling is like that I'm having like the sci-fi and the Stone stage at the same time. But this is the thing like in the vertical domain. Like in the year 2026, we are still like using the way in 1995, like using the pen to dealing with this kind of like information about the document. Let's see this. This is like the day of the Dr. Lin, like in 2026. In the morning time, 7 a.m., she got up. When she got up, like she got a lot of charts. Like those charts are coming from around like 6 different kind of like systems in her clinic. Those systems does not talk with each other at all. And she need to be like a data professor to deal with all the data. And at the same time, she got one email from the insurance company, and it told her, oh, the insurance like failed. And then another email is coming from her client. It told her, it's a complaint to tell her why all the thing is like super slow. And when she came back to her home at 9 p.m., she was thinking, why AI is dealing with a lot of things about like coding, even can write a poetry, even can deal with art, but AI cannot deal with like something related to the notes. And then we step into the year 2029. The thing dramatically changed a little bit better. During that year, so we can see the thing is changing a little bit better. So all the things related to the charts, it can automatically change to some like a little bit insightful notes. So our Dr. Lin, so she can have more time to be a doctor. So she can have like more time to listening to her patients. And the patients feel like they could be heard. And at the same time, so the revenue could be increased. The reason is that the retention rate is a little bit increased at the same time. And then we can go to the year 2035. In this year, the thing is changing more. There is a robot like step into Dr. Lin's front desk. It's helping her to do like the thing about the appointment about the patient. And also there is another robot to do like the thing about the image scan. So Dr. Lin, she has more time like to be a doctor. So she can go back to home like around maybe like 5 p.m. And at the same time, she can have like the more time to be a real doctor, spend more time with her family, and also like her children, maybe have some time to do the golfing. Like my question is about that. So could we be the time 2035 like even quicker? So as the engineer, I'm not really from like a healthcare domain, but we have some board member like they are the doctors. We usually have this discussion like again and again. So our several insightful thing is about that. We think from the technical side, yes. So there are like 3 very interesting leverage things like it's happening in the technical side. Maybe it's already ready in 2026 right now. It is from like something about saving the time, something about like boosting the revenue, something about like to reducing the risk. Like one thing about saving the time, we have the technology about automatically transfer like some notes. And also something we have like the marketing tools to helping our doctor to boosting their revenue. And also we have something to help the doctor to reducing the risk. For example, we have the predicting technology to help the doctor to see why the patient is no-show. But another way, maybe there are several things to prevent these things happen. There are 4 things make these things happen like a little bit slow. One thing is about like the regulation. And another thing is the system is really, they don't talk with each other. And this is the thing, like as a startup, we can see it's a little bit hard. When we are trying to dealing with the clinic system, so it is so hard to make them talking with each other. And when we are trying to get the API like from like several like the system, it is so hard to make them like want to like cooperate with each other. But we think if this will happen, it will be like very meaningful things. And another way is that when the doctor, like in the clinic, they are trying to make decisions, they have a lot of things about like the revenue things, like they have this kind of concern. This is the third thing. And another way is the closed EMR ecosystem. This is another thing we are thinking about that. And what is changing like in the clinic ecosystem? We are thinking about this way, like from like a sensitive ladder, from the lowest sensitivity to a highest sensitivity. From the lowest sensitivity, it is more about like the market and growth thing. So in this domain, we can see a lot of things related to like the patient acquisition and also the SEO, and also about like the revenue boosting. And the second thing is about the documentation. But about the documentation in this domain, we can see there is more thing a little bit like sensitive, because there is more like the patient data is like involved. And a lot of patient data, they are in the different kind of like system. So it is like a little bit harder for like the startup and for some like the software companies that are doing something in this domain. And the third domain, which is like very meaningful. I have like several friends like who are from Stanford and Berkeley. They are doing something about like the drug discovery, but this way is like very meaningful, but which is like even harder. It's about like the treatment domain.